I didn't think I would be here making this video, but here we are. The next 3 videos going up on the channel will be the last Paladin-centric content I make for the foreseeable future. And this video is just going to explain how I got to this point, because the least I can do is I owe you guys an explanation of what happened. Paladins has been my main game for over 4 years now, and it was a game that I could easily play for hours upon hours without getting bored. I would have a buttload of ideas on what to make, research them, and everything that came along with it. And then this happened until September of 2018, which was also when I started a master's degree. I'll also have you know that I graduated in December of 2019 with flying colours. While the beginning of the term was a bit manageable, I could tell it was going to get really busy and I couldn't get much time on the game, but I persevered. If I couldn't make content on the game, at the least I could do is actually play it. Then came the December to January period where mock tests, assessments, essays and exams started to pile up, and I couldn't play the game at all. So I made the conscious decision of stopping the game from December till my exam period, which was till late April to early May. And after my exams were over, I would play the game again. And that was what I left it at. My exams finished and I didn't pick up the game. That turned into 1, then 2 months, 6 months, and here we are a year later and I haven't played the game since. I genuinely did think that after my exams were over, I would rush back to the game and relive the time that I loved, but that time never actually came. Exams came and were done, but nothing actually pulled me back, and this is my way of saying that I am genuinely over the game. There are quite a few reasons that have put me on this path, if you want to call it that, but I'll try to address the biggest reasons here, and there are 4 main ones. So, number 1, story and lore. It's not a surprise at this rate. I don't like the story direction that developers have chosen for the game at all. I'm going to be blunt and say it's not creative, it's not groundbreaking, and there are various holes in the whole universe that the Evil Mojo team are trying to make. It's also evident from the get-go that lore was never given any importance early in the development of the game, so any of the props they threw in back then were random and they turned out to be nothing important at all now. I will also be completely honest and upfront and say that the comments I've read in Reddit, my lore videos, the forums, and even on Discord was the theories were imaginative, creative, and they were a good story. The really annoying thing is that I know a lot of people at Evil Mojo, and I know they are creative guys, they're talented, and they can, if they wanted to come with a better story, but for whatever reasons they are sticking to this iteration, and I can't get behind it even if I try. The lore skins in the game make no sense, the story is in a weird sense, and there is no breadth to it at all, and at this rate I'm just done with being mad about it. I was hoping there will eventually be a lore 2.0, but that's not gonna happen, because they keep releasing maps that are filled with props that are very lore related, which I'm telling you right now they're not. They have skins that are specific for the events, and the sheer amount of time they've invested in this iteration of the lore means that they will stick with this for the rest of the game. And I've done a huge analysis on the lore before, so you can check that out. It's going to pop up on the top right of the screen, or you can find it linked below. But just know this, I absolutely detest the story direction the game took. Number 2, time and money investment, and this will be the biggest part of the whole video. Here's the thing. It's no secret that I did indeed love Paladins and wanted to support the developers with the purchase of cosmetic items. This meant that I had nearly every single skin in the game by the time I quit playing, which was around December time, and I had all the purchasable skins in the game, except for the Golden Mastery skins, but after a certain point it gets excessive. I understand that you don't need to have every single cosmetic item in the game, they are just there to look good, but ever since the removal of the old skin system, for those who don't know, it was the part system on which your skin consisted of 3 main parts, the body, the head, and the weapon skins, and it took away a lot of originality from the game, and you could no longer have a unique look. The thing is, the part system gave the game a lot of the originality, where you could make the base champion your own. Ever since we were promised good skins due to the rid of the part system, I will admit some skins do look good, a lot just simply don't. What gave the game a lot of originality was the fact that the players could take the base champion as their own, which, let's just call it a shell, and then make the shell their own. So for example, Barrack doesn't stay as Barrack, Barrack becomes you. You have a say in what you want to look like and what you want to play as. So do you want to give Androx's horns on his head have like a love revolver while wearing a really good suit? Go for it. Do you want Sky to wear a ninja outfit but give her a pin-up hairstyle? That was also possible. And finally, do you want to show off Buck's manly chest hair with a beret like the luchador he is? All of that was possible, and you would have a say in what you want to dress like. Now it's a generic, we've made a skin for you and you're going to wear it like we want you to. Apart from all the things that I will mention, originality from the game has gone. I personally don't believe that the old system had no place in the game to get high quality skins. There most probably was a way to do it, but it would have taken them a lot longer to keep the system and get the skins they wanted out. And as an example, let's use a different game. So Risk of Rain 2, they made a dev post exactly about this, and the whole point of the blog post was explaining how they got the items to stack, and with each item you'd have a cosmetic change. So each item would correspond to a different part of your body, so like right arm, left shoulder, etc. And then they would stack up. The more you got it, the more amazing or really weird you would look by the end of the run. And unlike Risk of Rain 2, Paladins is not a game where cosmetics would ever change. Every time you pick something up, there is nothing to pick up in the game, but it would stay static for the match. And I mean, I don't want to say it, but it kind of makes sense if Risk of Rain 2 indie studio has less of a budget than what Paladins has. Higher quality skins with the part system would have been possible, but again, it would have meant either reworking or devising new systems, which would have taken time, and that was a trade-off that they made. The thing is, a lot of the skins in the part systems were paid skins or paid items, and nothing actually happened about them. They're just there now. For example, Ashe has an item called the Heirloom Crest, and on its own it's terrible. You will see no one using it. However, in the part system where it was actually meant to be used, you could pair that with the Ronin body and the weapon. And it looked like Ashe was this Asian warrior princess type. Another one of my favorites was Ruckus had a head of Leolandi, which you won't see on its own today because it's honestly a waste, but with the hawk body and the Star Slayer gun, it would look original. Another thing I want to point out is the fact that Paladins is an FPS game at its core, and the amount of detailing that goes into character skins can, in my opinion, be better utilized in just gun skins, because at the end of the day, the player sees their weapon all the times along with their enemies. The body skin is sometimes seen by the player but always by the enemy, so it's a better trade-off, something that you can look at all the time. And there are some really good examples of gun skins in the game. This would be Androx's Shatamul revolver, Genos' Shatterstar Star rifle, and American's Eagle pistol, I think it is. They feel and look premium, and in my opinion are well worth the price of what you paid for them. But a lot of them are really not. However, to keep pumping out skins left, right and center does get overwhelming. But on the contrary, if you are releasing skins every single patch, then it also makes little sense to release skins for the same champion multiple times, while others haven't had a skin in more than a year. At the time of recording this audio, the patch Sands of Myth has yet to go live, but we know what's coming. I'll use Maeve as an example. She's getting 2 skins. I mean, it's 1, but it's also a recolor as well, so count as 2. Emerald Bandit and the Temple Raider. Her last skin to be released before this was in September of 2019, the Pirate Themed Battle Pass, which again, she saw 2 skin releases. Now I will list champions with their last skins that haven't had a skin released in over a year. Charlene. The last skin was released for him was named Omega in February 13, 2019. Cassie. The last skin released was the Dragon Caller in July 18, 2018. Pip. Last skin released was Remix Pepper in November 14, 2018. Grok. Last skin release was Chieftain in January 16, 2019. Ruckus. Even though he had a skin released in the Pirate Battle Pass, again there were two, but one was a recolor, which is in September of 2019, the skin before that was the RoboForce released in April 26, 2018. Now, trust me, as an economics student or a graduate now, it makes complete and perfect sense that some champions are meta, and for example, they will be more profitable to make skins for the champions that are in meta rather than outside of it. Also, popularity counts. But in the upcoming patch, you have skins for Tiberius and Rome, and their detailing is much better than anything which of the older champions still don't have. This does not feel like giving the fans or the consumers what they want. It's overwhelming, and this is coming from a guy that had bought every single purchasable skin in the game till the beginning of 2019. And I know for a fact that I'm a very small minority of players, paying player, to do this, because the sheer amount I've spent over 4 years, and even that got excessive for me. That wasn't respecting my wallet or my monetary views, and all of this is even me without mentioning the time investment part. I have spent thousands of hours in the game, and after I took a smallish break from December to April, which is just 4 months compared to the 4 years I've played the game, for me to then come back, look at the system, and I got overwhelmed. That's not a good sign at all. In the Season 3 patch notes, I can't remember the exact one. There was a point I remember reading where the daily login rewards have been removed from the game completely, and instead you need to log in for 60 days straight, which is 2 months, to get 450 measly crystals, or 600 if you actually bought in the premium path, which again requires crystals. To put that in context of money, to buy 400 crystals from a Paladin store, it's $8. So to get something over $8, I need to log in for 2 months straight. That is not a good conversion rate by any stretch of the imagination. And I get that. I get that these are cosmetics, not a necessity, and honestly, if you just want to play the game, but you can purchase the Founders Pack for the old school players or the Champions Pack now for $15, and that would mean every single thing in Paladins is unlocked, and you need to worry about anything if you just want to play the game. That still remains as one of the best investments you can make if you seriously want to play this game. It's just that anything, and I mean anything decent cosmetic related, is a horrible time sink. Even if it's attainable through a free way, it devalues you as a player and it doesn't respect your time. A game should be something you want to play hours because you want to play it. It makes you lose track of time, and it's a good thing. Artificially adding things for the sake of time played, in my opinion, is a very bad way of going about this. Number 3, direction. It's not a big deal for most people, especially the newer players that joined after Season 1, but I personally don't like the direction of the game. It's going, or it's mostly gone now, from customize everything and anything to, you still have some options, but this is how we want you to play. What I mean by that statement is there is always that one talent which is superior to others, and then even then there is the optimal way to play the champion. While there is always talk of we don't want to enforce meta, it's all natural, there always is. The older card system was much more imaginative as it allowed you to change everything and anything. While we haven't had that for a while, we were still offered the item system in the card system, and that was something interesting. Now, if you look at the game today, it's just ability cooldowns to get a certain combo. And like I mentioned, item effects in the card don't exist at all. Which means in the past, if you wanted Haven 1 or even 2 from the get-go, you could put that in your deck, and then in the game, instead of getting Haven, you can better utilize that slot for morale boost or like Kronos or anything similar to that. That doesn't exist now. While I have no doubt a lot of the people like the changes in the game and the direction the game is going in, I personally don't. I don't have anything against the devs, honestly. I love the game and I don't now. And this also comes down to my final point. Number 4, burnout. It came to me as a big surprise. I will tell you that I am burnt out from Paladins 100%. And I'm not just that, I'm beyond burnt out. I don't want to play it, watch videos, watch streams, or read the patch notes, or let alone just do anything with the game. I have yet to play Io, Rome, Atlas, or indeed Tiberius. This burnout is insane, and it's a burnout that will not go anywhere anytime soon, which I can terribly feel right now. That's why I'm not gonna make making more content. It's just not enjoyable and it's not fun and it's not worth the effort as well. And I'm sorry to say that to everyone that wanted more from me, but I don't enjoy the game anymore. When a new game comes out that I actually like, I will start to post it on this channel. So this channel isn't dying, even though it looks very dead, because it currently is. It's just nothing else is coming out that I enjoy. The only two games which are looking like it could become is Rogue Company, which is ironically another high-res game, and the Riot FPS Project A. Now, I know Rogue Company is another high-res game, ironically, but it is different enough and in my opinion deep enough to be pivoted over to as a channel. Now, as you may know or not, Rogue Company is currently under NDA, so I can't share anything about the game. What I can say is I am an active alpha tester of the game, and it is very different to the feel of Paladins, and it's a very different approach to making the game as well. Now, to also mention Project A, which I should make a video about, honestly speaking, is I will say it looks extremely good, and depending on which comes out first, I will pivot to that. Ideally, I'd like to make both of the video games, but then again, it would depend which comes out first. Project A I like is because it sounds like a Paladins which we never got with the polish from the get-go. I've had to deal with Paladins changing too much in a very short amount of time, and now slowly changing into something that it was never meant to be. So if you want to stick around for the channel to become a Rogue Company / Project A channel, that will be superb and I will appreciate it. But as far as Paladins goes, I haven't posted anything in such a long time. The next 3 videos going up will be my final ones, and honestly at this rate I am a faded content creator for the game. There are multiple people that are making content right now that are better than me, they have nicer ideas, or if they started with around the same time as me, they have a much bigger following than I do. And it's heartbreaking, honestly speaking, because I just don't enjoy the game anymore, but I also have let you guys down as well. I thought I could cope with university and the channel. I couldn't, and you got the brunt of that. And I would sincerely like to apologize for that.